Welcome to my October review, and it's an exciting month for you Scorpios as there's a eclipse later on in the month. But to start with, we have an aspect on the first between Venus and Jupiter. This is always good to bring a feel-good factor into things. And it's a time when you may be tempted to overindulge, maybe shopping, eating or drinking. So make sure that that tendency is suppressed a little bit, because you don't want to regret it afterwards. Now, we also have on the 3rd Mercury going direct, which is more good news because it's been retrograde for 3 weeks, and it may have been a bit difficult for you to pin people down over those 3 weeks. Friends and colleagues or people that you may be involved in group situations may have been a bit vague, and you may not have known who your real friends are. But as Mercury goes direct, you'll certainly know who your friends are, and you'll want to keep them on side. There's also an aspect from Mercury to Pluto on the 6th, and Pluto is your ruler. So this will bring a good idea of how you can look beneath the surface, how you can delve, and you can maybe suss out what these people can actually do for you. Not that you're going to use them, but you'll be able to communicate and talk with those that will suit your needs best. There's a strong emphasis on the 6th South at the start of this month, and we have the Sun making an opposition to Chiron is in the 6th house. This is an ideal opportunity to overcome any past hurts and insecurities about your health or your weight or your habits, and then by facing your fears and looking at these, it will give you the confidence and the drive to will empower you to do better things. We also have the full moon. Full moon's also in the 6th house in Aries. So this is a full moon of action. This is a full moon of doing, completing, getting things done. So this is ideal for work. This is the work area. This is the exercise, health area of your chart. So you can put a lot of effort into that now, and you'll reap the rewards certainly of past actions if you've been putting effort into these areas. Now, also we have an aspect between Mars and Neptune on this time. So this is a good time because Mars is in the 8th house, the house of Scorpio. It's the co-ruler of Scorpio. You can look in depth at things. It's an ideal opportunity to look at your life and the areas of your life that you want to improve and want to make changes in, and then be ready to do that later this month. By the 10th, your ruler Pluto would have turned direct and will slowly start to move forward and make changes as he goes. It'll take some time for him to move out of that shadow area. But there's a good opportunity to start to think about the transformations and changes you can make within that 3rd house area. That's communication, that's your learning and your understanding of your local environment, because this will only last till March when he changes sign and house. Now we have the Sun and Venus and Mercury all coming together this month, and this means that it'll be very good because they all work together well, and the influence of the sign and house is much clearer, much easier to get along with. Venus makes an opposition to Chiron as the Sun did, so again it's helping you to work within past issues. Then the Sun makes an aspect to Saturn. This is about planning and developing and looking at the structures you have in your life and seeing whether you need to make changes there. And then the other aspect is between Mercury and Jupiter, which is the same as Venus made at the start of the month, and this will allow you to put some extra understanding into your works and routines, and see where again you can use your intellect, use your analytical abilities to see where you need those changes. On the 13th, there may be some challenges to your beliefs, as we have an aspect between the Sun and the Black Midlevels in the 9th house of beliefs. And if that is the case, then you may not want to engage, you may not want to fight back on this, because the Sun is still in the 12th house, and it's this time really when you want to not be seen, to be in the shadows, be in the background. We then have Venus making aspect to Saturn as the Sun did, so this will make you want to feel like changing your home, making it a more beautiful, relaxing place to be in, and maybe put some different structures in place of how you get on and work around the home. Then Venus makes an aspect to the black moon, as the sun did, and again this is a time when you may be wanting to smooth things over. You may not want to ruffle any feathers and argue with people at this time, so you may withdraw from any confrontations. On the 17th we have 10 days of positive energy inputted from Mars and Pluto, your two rulers. Now, you may, to start with, not want to be engaged. You may be under pressure from these two planets to get up and get motivated and get going. But you may not feel like it to start with, because the Sun and Venus are still in that 12th house, but they will be moving over halfway through this period. So you may gather momentum as it goes on. Now, the aspects are between Mars, the Sun and Venus. So this is always a good time to finish projects, get things completed, do the work that needs doing. But also with Venus, there's a chance of love. Love is always in the air when these two are together, and it can ignite your passions. Now, with Venus and the Sun coming together, they're moving into your sign together. So this is going to be a powerful entrance, and as they do, they will be in aspect to Pluto, your ruler. So Pluto's going to put pressure on it. It's going to pile the pressure on for you to get motivated and do things. And this is good. Get yourself motivated, but don't use that Pluto to overpower other people. Don't use it to, same with the Mars, don't use it to get angry with other people because they're expecting you to do things you're not ready to do them yet. Just make sure that you master the Pluto, master the Mars, because they will be very powerful and quite pushy. On the 23rd, it'll be a good day to deal with any situations around the home and the organisation of the home, and anything that needs doing to the home, because we have Mercury making that aspect to Saturn in that 4th house. Mercury then makes an aspect the following day to the black moon, so it's a time to talk or speak the truth. It's not a time for hesitation, it's a time for getting on and instigating anything that you found that needs doing the day before. The other thing with this aspect is Mercury is still in that 12th house that you may not be understood correctly, so you need to spell things out in a manner that people will understand. Don't assume that they will understand what you're saying, because they maybe not. On the 25th, the Sun and Venus are both in Scorpio now, and there is a solar eclipse. This is a partial solar eclipse, and it's at 2 degrees of Scorpio. Now, this is very important for all you Scorpios. This eclipse belongs to the Saras 6 South series and is renowned for bringing power and energy that needs to be channeled wisely, especially in group environments or in partnerships or relationships. It's a time when you can really ignite some energy that can be used to complete tasks, to finish projects, to start new projects. The new moon is always about starting new things as well, so this is a fantastic time to get to grips with this. Now, for you Scorpios, this new moon eclipse is in your 1st house, so this is a time when you need to focus on yourself, focus on what changes you can make, how you can present yourself. The 1st house is how we present ourselves to others, how others see us, so time to make personality changes or to make image changes that will get you noticed, to get people paying attention to who you are and what you've got to offer. Now, there is an aspect with this eclipse. This series was formed in 1049, and an aspect at its inception was between Mars and Pluto. And this is your two rulers, so this is again going to add a lot of intensity, a lot of power to this, and you need to manage it well. You can't be pushing people around, riding roughshod over people. You have to keep an open mind and to use your skills and your knowledge to get people on side rather than pressurizing them. Other aspects of this eclipse which would be very interesting is that with the Sun and Venus with the Moon, love is obviously going to be a big feature. Now, if you're not in a relationship, you can easily attract a lover to you at this moment. Whether you just want fun or pleasure or a committed relationship will be up to you, but it'll be very magnetic. People will be drawn to you under this eclipse. But also you can use the energy to make an existing relationship a lot more stable, a lot more exciting, and you can also be prepared for the unpredictable, because this eclipse is in the centre of Uranus and North Node midpoint at its inception. So there's always an element of unpredictability with it. Sudden events can happen that can change your life quite easily. Now, if you're a Scorpio who's born in the first part of first 10 degrees of the sign, first 10 days, then this is going to affect you for the whole year, because this is going to be in your solar return chart. So this is very important, because you'll have life-changing events throughout this year, and you need to stay on top and be prepared for anything to happen. On the 27th, Mercury adds some of his weight to this eclipse, because he makes an aspect again to Mars and Pluto, so bringing in your two rulers, and this will give you a high mental energy that you can use to make what you can out of what's happening with this eclipse, and maybe start making some decisions about which direction you need to go in and who you need to be working alongside. Then we have a very different aspect with Neptune making an aspect to the Black Moon Lilith. Now, this is one where your spiritual side will be heightened, and this will be a time when your intuition will be good, and the creative side will be good, and you'll be able to recognise those people that can help you along these lines. And then the final thing of the month is on the 31st, Mars, your ruler, goes retrograde. Now, this is a time when you need to be very careful, because with Mars being in that 8th house, the house of Scorpio, it's very easy for your temper to come up. It's very easy for you to go off the handle, so to speak. And it could be like it's a bit of a pressure cooker until January, when Mars goes direct again. So the ideal thing is to make a journal, write down all the things that annoy you, write down all the people that annoy you, and then in January you'll be able to work out how you can get across your point and tell people how you feel, and how you can express your anger then in a positive and a direct manner, rather than letting the lid blow on the pressure cooker. So just be wary of that, and don't forget to tune in next month, because we have another eclipse. This time it's a lunar eclipse, and I'll be telling you all about that.